Hello, my Asian friends living in Asia or else any other part of the world. I am your Asian friend living, residing, and usually thriving in South Asia. But this time around, I'm little sad, mad, annoyed, irritated, and frustrated because I got a sad news of a demise of a female student from the country Nepal in our Indian University KIIT, which resides in Odisha. And behind her death, the accused person is Advik Shrivastava, who is an Indian guy in Indian University. Nowadays, there are so many influencers who love to copy paste whatever they are sad, mad about. One starts one trend, and then every other influencer tries to follow it because their motivation around this thing is to get as many views so that they can get as many deals. But on this channel, yes, we are here to influence, but we are actually our activists in disguise as an influencer. You know why? Because we are here to integrate our entire continent of Asia. And within Asia, whatever happens, it's not just a problem between for one country or between two countries. It is a problem for entire continent. If we want to grow and thrive, just like Europe does, just like maybe North America does, if we want to grow that way, then we have to come together to solve the problems as Asians. So the situation which happened in India to a Nepali female student is actually an Asian problem, more specifically South Asian problem. Within the southern part of the continent Asia, which is South Asia, the country India and Nepal are two countries which always had very friendly, very nice, very deep relationships. The problem in this case, which I am seeing here, is that yes, whatever happened to the girl is very sad, very frustrating, not only for you can say a woman, a girl, for not only for her family, but it is frustrating on a level where that girl might have had so many dreams of achieving so many things in life, for which she already took a chance to come out from the comfort zone of her country to move into a much bigger, larger country, maybe a neighboring country, much bigger, larger country. She must already been so strong in her life to make a decision to study in our country, India, which is much larger and bigger for her. And then when she came here to study, to grow, to work here, she had to face a situation where she came across a guy who is actually Indian native and was so toxic, but that at the end of the day, she had to lose her life. Maybe she was instigated, maybe she was going through certain things, or maybe there was something very fishy which is being hidden by the state government authorities or by the university authorities. We still don't know yet because the entire report hasn't come out yet. You can say investigation is still going on, but at the end of the day, it is so disheartening for any of the international students, and this thing happening between those two countries who have such great ties. I don't know why nowadays we as Indians are having this entitlement amongst our fellow South Asians. Of course, our GDP is growing, our economy is so big. That does not mean we will start acting entitled with our fellow South Asian countries, especially with Nepal. With Nepal, we always had very beautiful ties. You know why? Because they are somewhere or the other, even though they are a smaller country, we already always try to have an equal exchange. If you think that only Nepali students are coming to India to study, then you are highly mistaken. So many Indian students also go to study in Nepali universities as international students. Imagine if at all anything, be it with a guy or a girl, happened wrong in that country, if they were from our country, how will you feel? And as a fellow Indian student studying in Nepali university, how will you react? Of course, you will come together and protest against the authorities, the government. And you would expect that the family will get justice, that the person will get justice, and you will protest. So, of course, the Nepali students also try to protest because they were suspicious that something is being hidden. And people are trying to just bury this case just because it might hurt India's image, or maybe that university's image, or that director's image who actually established that university. But this is not fair. There are video evidences of professors being entitled and saying that your entire country's GDP is very, very small in front of our director's, you can say, help, whatever he did for the society. This is not how you have to act and react, especially with your fellow Asian countries. Just because their landmass is small, just because their impact on the world is small, or on our continent is small, just because they are not a big economy, does not mean that you will end up disrespecting them, especially when they are not wrong. They have lost their daughter in suspicious circumstances because one toxic guy was annoying her, irritating her, and literally pushed her to take such bad step. And we still don't know if at all she took a bad step, or maybe something wrong happened to her which was perpetuated and done by him. This is not how we are going to react. Right now, as Indians, we are rising everywhere, in every other department. So this time around, we are showing to the world what India is and so much potential we have. Our government is actually doing great internationally, and our PM is putting in so much effort to bring the entire world to India. And in between this, you're letting all these things happen where India is sitting silent. Why? Just because she was Nepali, or just because she is student, or just because we want to protect the image of our country. This is not how. By burying the cases, by siding with the wrong party, or else berating the person or the people who are protesting for their rights, real rights, we cannot tell them, okay, your GDP is so small, so you are not entitled to have your opinion even when you're right. This is not the correct attitude. So as an Indian, what I want to do as a South Asian, as an Asian, what I want and expect from my fellow Asians is to talk about this case and expect and request the university to make the changes in their system and administration. Of course, there is something wrong. There are loopholes within these private organizations where they do not manage their system well. Just putting up the hoardings, anti-ragging, anti-harassment, that's not enough. You need to take measures that whatever happens within your university, even if it happens between two individuals' personal life, it is your business. Because even though they are legal, or maybe they are adults, but they are barely adults. When person is 18, 19, maybe 20, 21-year old, they do not know better. So as a university, especially it is private university, then the state government should make a special note to keep an extra check on these private universities. Sometimes these universities are very exploitative. If at all something wrong happens in their campuses, all they try to do is bury the case. And when students are protesting for the right thing to happen, they usually harass those students also. Apart from not giving the justice, not doing the proper investigation, or not reporting to the police on correct time about the wrongful cases which happen within their campuses, they usually try to suppress it, and not only harass the family members of someone who actually was a victim, they also end up harassing other fellow students who are protesting. In this case, so many Nepali students were badly treated by Indian faculties in an Indian university in an Indian state, which is a bad look on us Indians. If at all you are not worried, or you can say you do not have emotions for fellow South Asians or fellow Asians in general also, but at least if you are selfish enough to care about your identity as an Indian, then maybe we should talk about this case more. And I, as a fellow Indian, fellow South Asian, I have a special request to make, that the father who lost her daughter should get the justice. All the proper findings should be found, and the case should be taken care properly. Because there are so many in our Indian surroundings only. There are so many countries who are actually actively waiting for our demise. In between this, we have one good country with whom we always had good relationships. And even the government of that country is now being sweet talked by those countries who are waiting for our demise. This case can act a strain on our relationship. Act as a strain on our relationship. So if we don't want that messy thing to happen and destroy our beautiful, you can say, relationship within the continent of South Asia, if we want to keep our allies, when especially when there are neighboring countries, we need to be very careful about how exactly our universities are functioning, how exactly the international students are being treated. If at all something goes wrong with them, how exactly we are providing them the help. The helplines are there, because international students are the most vulnerable species. Regardless of the country, we expect the best attitude when we go to any country in this world. The same thing is expected out of us too. Let's come together as Indians and South Asians and how I hope this case won't be buried just because that guy who did the wrongful thing in this case with this girl is rich in India. Let's not project an image to the world that India not only cannot manage or handle the harassment, maybe murder, rape, and crime against women or against their own women, but they are incapable of handling or managing female international students also. Let's not do that, because we should not forget that it's not just that India is helping Nepal. Nepal also contributes to the growth of India. So many students from India go to Nepal. So many businessmen from India go to Nepal to set up their business, have a good life. There is one entire regiment from Nepal, which actually is a very strong part of our Indian army. Why do we keep forgetting that? And apart from all this is one fellow country which shares a culture, a religion with us. Even if you are a religious person, you have a ground to support them and help them. Why? If you won't fix your problems, and this case, sadly, this case had to come up, and that poor woman had to lose her life. But at least for now, whatever mistakes we have made till now in our education system, this is one case which can be a catalyst for us to realize that there are problems in our education system and how our universities function and how their administration function. So how about moving forward, in her honor, we can fix these systems, give her the proper due justice, and help and support her family. We cannot bring her back. This should not have happened, but we cannot bring her back. But at least we can give her justice, give her the dignity. Just because she's a Nepali woman, she's not from India, does not mean that we will support the wrong person or act entitled. I am seeing a trend rising in India where Indians are acting very entitled with their fellow South Asian countries, especially if they are smaller in size or smaller in economy. This is not the right way to function. If we want to keep our India safe, if we want to keep our boundaries, territories safe, we need to now realize that our entire South Asia needs to be safer and safe. We need to have friendly relationship with all other countries, and we need to strengthen and deeper the ties with the countries who have always been friendly with us. And in that matters, we need to take care of Nepal. We need to consider them as our own, and once we consider someone as our own, we do not put them through something which we would not like for us to happen. Okay, for entire India to be safe, your entire continent, your entire subcontinent, your entire continent Asia needs to be safe. And for that to happen, usually the exchange between the people amongst the countries happen through what? Work, study, or maybe some sad circumstances. I hope no sad circumstances happen to any of the countries, especially in our continent Asia. But when student exchange programs are running, when people are coming up for better opportunities for education in any of the countries within the continent of Asia, especially the South Asia, or else they are coming here for work opportunities. These kind of cases, and how we act, react, and how our legal system works, and how our government functions, and how the organization and their administrative system functions is a telltale sign about the society, how exactly the society within that country functions. And our culture has always been a culture who loves to respect women. We have to show it through our actions, not only to our own kind, but to any other kind. Okay. So moving forward, it's a special request to all my fellow Indians. Please take care of yourself, and please take care of the people around you. Just don't act entitled. And even if one country is smaller in size, smaller in economy, smaller in GDP generation, or whatever factors you want to factor in, smaller to you, just because they're Asian, make sure that you protect them, help them, and if at all something wrong is done to them within your boundaries, apologize to them. Make sure you take good actions which will ensure that moving forward this will not happen. And even if this happened, try to do as much damage control as possible while being empathetic towards them. Okay. As a fellow Asian, this is my special request to all the Asians. Please be careful and protective towards your fellow Asians, regardless of their region, size, economy, GDP, whatever. And special request to my fellow Indians. Please stop acting entitled. Please stick by the right thing. And if we say Atithi Devo Bhava, we need to show it through our actions as well when the times are difficult, not just when times are great. If at all we are wrong, we should accept that we are wrong. We should figure out where we went wrong, fix it, show it to the world. Now this problem does not exist. So I hope you understand my point. And if at all I've hurt anyone's feelings, I'm already very sorry about that, because I'm here to unite the entire continent of Asia, not just South Asia or not two countries. But this sad case happened within so close countries which actually reside in the continent of South Asia. That's why I thought I should speak up. I won't be speaking up on any Tom, Dick, and Harry things, because that is not my concern. I'm not here for the views. This channel is gonna be worked on or will exist throughout my entire lifetime, because maybe my entire lifetime might not be enough for the entire continent of Asia to get united. But my dream is to unite the entire continent of Asia just the way Europe is united. Can you see, after unity, they have functioned so well. And there used to be a time where all the European countries were fighting so much so that the world had to see World War I and World War II. Imagine if at all Asians who are not fighting to that level actually just surpassed our arrogance and surpassed our racism towards each other and our, you can say, entitlement towards each other, and united ourselves as Asians. This continent has got so many things to offer. This is the future, and I don't know why the people who were the countries which were so great, something wrong happens, some entitlement and some resentment comes out of each other. We should not do that. Indians, Nepalis have always been very nice to you. They're always your good supporter. Doesn't matter if one or two of their governments shit talks against your country, but at the end of the day, look at the past. It has always been nice with you, right? So make sure that you return their favor. And don't think that only India is helping Nepal. Nepal is also helping India. And we need to respect the countries equally, regardless of their situation. Okay? Because they are our fellow Asian nation, fellow South Asian. They are our neighbors. They used to be us few years ago. Now they are independent country. That's fine. But we have so many things to come closer to. We have so many factors on which we can come closer. Why? No. That attitude, okay, our GDP. And similar attitude I have seen towards Pakistan also. Yes, that is an enemy country to India, because they have done in past very horrible things to India with unprovoked. I get it. But right now, just because their GDP in shambles, just because they are not succeeding well in life, does not mean we as Indians will start disrespecting and demeaning them. I am seeing a trend in social media that we are becoming little entitled about our growth. That should not happen. That should never ever happen. We should rather mind our own business. If you think that Pakistan is not on your side, they're still backstabbers, mind your own business. Let them shit talk if they're shit talking. And nowadays I'm seeing that those people are actually not shit talking, but we Indians are actually shit talking about them a lot. So we need to quit this trend. And if something wrong happens within our neighborhood, especially the South Asia, it is happening to entire South Asia, right? So we need to be very careful, keep our Asians closer. We are as Asians, we are super obsessed with what Europe is thinking about us, what West is thinking about us. We don't give a damn about our own neighbors. That should not be our attitude. And this channel is going to exist for my entire lifetime, because I am here to dedicate my entire lifetime to at least the minimum 6 months of Asia being peaceful and quiet and being very happy and close to each other. So, if you're listening to me as a fellow Asian, fellow Indian, please talk about this case. Make sure that you write letters to the government so that they incorporate few things which will ensure that international students have the safest experience in our country, India. Because this is the same thing we expect for our Indian students to happen when something goes wrong in the other countries. Okay? Bye.